Well, a warm welcome to you all. I'm not sure I'm ready for this yet.
No?
I'm JJ. I'm a life coach. I eat mostly meat.
I'm Eric. I'm a novelist and I eat mostly meat as well. And I just did.
We just did. That's why I'm not sure we're ready for this.
Yeah, this was close. Close timing to get the food down and get in front of the camera.
But we did it.
Yeah, and now that I'm charged up with fresh steak, I'm ready to go. My mental acuity is good.
Oh, good.
My energy is reasonably good.
Good.
And I'm ready to talk all things carnivore.
All things. Everything.
I did some news searches.
Oh, really?
On carnivore. And I don't know why I do this, because the only news items that are ever covered about carnivore are either look at these wacky people or this dietitians and doctors recommend you don't do this. So it's never really gets fair coverage. It doesn't get positive coverage. But, you know, occasionally I'm just curious to see what's out there. But I did notice, and I didn't click, so I don't know if it's true, but I guess Jenny McCarthy has gone carnivore after having, quote unquote, nearly died eating vegan.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I'm not that shocked by her doing it. Yeah. Jenny McCarthy. Right?
You think she'd just give it a try?
I feel, well, you know, she's been on a pursuit of health.
Yeah.
For a long time, and she also can go against mainstream sometimes.
Do you think anybody who's watching even remembers who she is?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I don't honestly know what she's been up to since she was on MTV. That was a long time ago. I know that she was involved with Jim Carrey for a while.
Yes.
And that's sort of where my knowledge of her career ran out. So if she's been up to something, let me know.
Well, even being with him a little off the beaten path there.
Yeah.
So yeah. But interesting. I'm always interested to see it come into the headlines a bit.
Now, this next individual is not a carnivore.
Oh.
But who we've talked about a few times on the channel. Casey Means.
Casey, yeah.
Has been named to, what is it, head of FDA or something?
Something. I don't know.
No, Surgeon General.
That's it.
Surgeon General.
That's it. It felt like it was bigger, but I didn't know. Yeah.
And so that's been interesting. I thought her and her brother were excellent on the Rogan podcast last year sometime. And she's done a number of the podcasts talking about the problems with how modern medicine works. It's all just prescription. And she had been a doctor and had quit.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't healing people and she didn't feel like it was, I guess, her calling anymore.
Yeah.
But very interesting times, because she's been kind of a celebrity in these circles for a while. And all of a sudden there she is.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, some of the people who have been appointed to these positions are at least bringing new perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's fabulous.
I know there's been some criticism of her of maybe not being skeptical enough of some treatments, but the jury's out for me. I don't have any real opinion other than it seems like a change for the better.
Yes.
Generally speaking. But that's not carnivore specific.
No, but that's okay. That's relevant.
Yeah.
I declare it is relevant.
Okay. Oh, well, good.
And you know, I can go way off track though. So I don't know. I might not be the most reliable source to be able to deem things credible.
Well, it's our show.
Yeah.
So, and your name is first. So if you say that it's okay for us to talk about, it was okay for us to talk about.
All right. All righty.
Bumbleberry is here.
Hey.
Hi, JJ and Eric. Looking forward to the show.
Hello and welcome. It's a beautiful May Friday.
Thank you for returning.
It's my brother's birthday.
Oh, wow.
I have to call him when we're done here.
Yeah, you probably ought to.
Oops. I was going to do that beforehand, but.
Bumbleberry was here last week. It's good to see you back. How are things going for you? How's carnivore working out for you this past week? Lydia says, hi from Nashville. Music City.
Hey, Lydia.
It's good to see you here. We are headed to Tennessee next week
We are.
to Gatlinburg for meat stock.
Yes, we are.
And that's going to be interesting. So there's when
Come clean.
when we scheduled to go, I was very enthusiastic about it. But now that it's upon me and I actually have to do the socializing, I'm not as excited about it.
No.
Because it's a lot of people. And then I have to do a lot of talking and listening.
Or you sit in the corner and
I don't want to do
engage.
that. That would be a waste.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard for me to go into those contexts, but I'll do it. And then we will report back to you what we've learned.
Yeah, that'll be good. I was really excited looking at the different panel discussions. Now, I don't remember what they are because I looked at them like 2 weeks ago, but really I was stoked about what is being discussed.
Smokey Bear Lover is here.
Hey.
Hi, JJ and Eric and friends.
Fellow Wisconsinian?
Is that true?
I don't know.
I can't keep track. I do not keep a database of where everybody's from.
I'm pretty sure that's true. I don't know. Is Wisconsinian a correct term?
Keisha says she remembers Jenny McCarthy.
Yes.
Steak Man, Alan.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. Catching the first part of your stream. We are in Fort Worth eating lots of steak and heading to the rodeo soon. Interesting.
Never been.
I have never been to a rodeo.
No. But we have eaten lots of steak.
Yes.
And we just ate steak before coming here.
As a matter of fact, I have proof.
Yep.
There's JJ eating steak. You've got your dish of butter. You've got some salt.
I didn't need the extra salt, but I've got it there in case.
But what is this over here on the lower right-hand corner?
Well, isn't that interesting that, here we are talking to Alan, and this is evidence, a Potbelly's napkin, that I went and had some salad this week. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful weather here in Wisconsin. And as I've said, I've never named them before, but now they have nothing for me. However, I do get the salad with double chicken, and I tell them light lettuce, and they do a pretty good job.
That's got to be a weird instruction.
It's a weird instruction, I think.
And like a salad, light lettuce.
And I get a half salad. So again, it's mostly meat, cheese, egg, bacon. Yet, the reason we do that is that we sit there and we get a view of the lake. And they have outdoor seating, and it's just, you can people watch. It's one of the best places in town to eat outside.
Here's my steak.
Yes.
You made these just minutes ago.
Yes.
On the big green egg. And I ate that whole thing, and it was good.
Yes.
The fat was especially delicious tonight. Natalie says, looking forward to your meat stock report. Last night I went looking for meat stock 2024 videos so I could get them in my mind where I was going because I need that. And apparently there's other meat stocks.
Oh,
there's like big, like meat cooks, like barbecue cooks events.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it kind of makes sense that meat stock would be used more than once, but I did find some videos and get to see the venue and stuff like that. So it's going to be good. Michelle is here. Hi from rainy Pennsylvania. Well, we would like to have some rain because it is beautiful and sunny, and that's great. But we have many plantings and grass seed out that need rain.
It would be nice. Yeah.
Smokey Bear Lover is in Hudson.
Yeah. Hudson.
And Natalie got a commercial and no option to skip. I'm sorry that you had to endure that. It's definitely not worth the 5 cents or whatever that we're going to make off of it. Probably not even that much.
Probably not.
Husband swiped my leftover steak for lunch today. He thought it was something else in his sleep-addled brain this morning.
Was he happy it was steak?
Mm-hmm.
Or was he like, oh?
So every morning when I get up, that's a good segue. Every single morning when I wake up, I am sleep-addled.
Yeah.
But I wake up usually in the 5 o'clock hour, and I know I can tell I'm not getting back to sleep because I'm just not comfortable anymore. I've got to get up, I've got to get going, and I've got to get my coffee. But it's just temporary. I get up and it goes away. And then I feel pretty good. And I have been sleeping quite well recently.
Yeah, you have.
We've talked many times about how I've improved my sleep by stopping eating early.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons we were trying to rush to get our food in before the streams, because if we eat afterwards, then I eat too close to bed and then I don't sleep as well. Well, I've been doing something else in addition to stopping eating early.
Yes, that's true.
And it has had a pretty big impact on maybe the duration a little bit, but definitely the sleep stages that the 8 Sleep mattress is detecting. I'm getting way more REM sleep since instituting cold plunge. And I did not want to institute cold plunge, but all of the science and all the research and all the people are like, it's amazing. You'll feel so great. You get all this endorphin rush and then you have this energy. And I'm like, I want that. And so I did plunge 4 today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually quite beneficial.
And how was plunge 4 though?
It was horrible. I had been doing this, getting just a little bit of water in just so that I can get my lower half in, because it's basically the belly up that's the most torture to get in the cold water. And so then I get in and let the tub fill, and then I slowly freeze. It's like boiling a frog, except for it's like freezing air. And I find that that's a little less of a insta shock, but the elapsed time is longer.
Well, that was my next question, was how long?
So that's maybe a little bit too long. So today I filled it up and then I got in measured lowering. And I was like, I should just plunge in and get the suffering over all at once. But it is such a horrific shock, especially on the back and my sides, that there is no overriding the hesitation so far. But I got in all the way to the neck, and I sat there and I have a timer so that once I'm completely submerged, I have to go at least a minute from that point forward. So I'm actually getting probably 3 minutes of good soak right now, and I'm new to it. So I had done cold showers periodically prior to this, and I got up to like a 10-minute one, but that was at the previous place, and the water there wasn't as cold as it is here. So I have now it's just a matter of not overdoing it.
I did cryotherapy for a while in my long healing journey of trying to have more energy, better hormones, less fatigue, less brain fog. I did cryotherapy regularly, and I really enjoyed that. And I've heard while it's great for the body, it's not as intense because...
Can you explain what that is?
Sure. Cryotherapy is where I went into a special little chamber. My head is out, and you cover your extremities, and they shoot, what is it, nitrogen?
I don't know what the mist is.
They shoot a really cold air at you, like super, super cold, way colder than we can get the water. However, because it's in the air and not submersion in a liquid, it's not as torturous as I've heard. But it was pretty you did it once or twice.
I did it a handful of times. Yeah.
And I enjoyed it quite a bit. I kind of I did it, and I got used to it. I don't know if with that I noticed healing benefits, but maybe I didn't do it long enough or something too.
Or enough times.
Enough times, or it was done in the morning. I don't know, but it was expensive too. So,
right.
Yeah, but I did try it. And again, I didn't notice anything with that at that time. But you're not only doing this with water daily right now, but you're stacking it on top of the the proper human diet.
Yeah, that's right.
And I certainly was not there.
And
at
it
that
has
time.
benefited my sleep, and I think it's benefited energy and maybe mood to a certain extent. It's a little early days.
I don't
But
know.
I had been doing. I do them in the late afternoon, evening. And I had been following my cold plunge with hot shower because I'm baby.
Mhm.
But today I did not do that. I went cold plunge, dried off, got dressed, and just shivered.
I was going to say, you said it might be benefiting your mood. Maybe, however, today when I got home from the grocery store, you were in none too good of a mood after taking your cold plunge today.
Yeah, I was no, I was just really sedate.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
so are any of you cold plunging? That's the question.
I heard today that just today, I believe that on the fourth time is sort of when people notice more of an acclimation. So that's why I asked.
I was surprised, having done the cold showers in the past, though that water was in the mid 60 degrees, the showers. This was, actually, I'll show you. The meat thermometer says it was 53.6 degrees.
What did you say it was at the other house?
In like 62, 63. And that's not because we're on a well here and there, but the valve in the shower mixed some warm water with the cold, regardless of what I wanted.
I never did the cold shower. I think I would prefer a plunge because we've been to that spa in the Dells where they have the sauna and cold plunge, and I really liked doing that. And I would much rather just
plunge
than shower.
Yeah. The shower was horrible, but I did it frequently in many different times. I would do it and then I would stop.
Well, I might give it a try because, well, that's another topic. I'll get on it later. Stay tuned.
So Natalie says her husband better have enjoyed it. I had to take burgers to work for lunch. Smokey Bear Lover says cold plunge equals self-torture, but the benefits sound amazing. Congratulations for doing it. Well, interestingly, today, when I did not follow it with a hot shower, I got out and I dried off and my skin just flashed hot.
Yes.
Like this flush of heat. It was a really strange experience. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And then that passed. And I think it was just maybe blood returning to the extremities or the surface of the skin or something. I don't know, but it was a weird sensation. But I was alert after that. What is your cold water source? Well,
groundwater.
That's groundwater at 53 degrees. And I think that's cold enough for now. I don't feel like I need to
add ice
or go for 50 degrees or any other method of making it colder. It's a hateful coldness. Water comes off the street hot in the summer. Well, yeah. That does make it difficult to just get cold water.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm considering it because I've shared with you that after the show was very Excuse me. Yes, I just ate.
Congestion.
So after the show, which was in early April, it was just really taxing. And I had a couple weeks where I was kind of feeling drained, which is unusual for me. And so I was like, you know what? I'm doing great. I know I'm doing great on Carnivore. Yay. But I was like, I'm going to see what I can do to tackle this resilience issue for good.
Okay.
Right. And so, I did the whole month of April was a nourishing month. I did higher fat. I was priming and I've added mantras to my practice and other therapies, just trying to really show my body that it is safe, it is nourished, it is healthy, it is well. And So now, wouldn't you know, I came across a Dave Asprey. Is that right? E or A? Asprey?
Asprey.
Hmm?
Asprey?
Is it A?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's Asprey.
Yeah. So anyway, I heard one of his videos, one of his interviews, and I'm like 10 years late to the party with him. And I'm sure he's been in vogue and out of vogue several times, but he was really talking about resilience. And one of the ways that we show our body or we help our resilience is by putting it in a little more dangerous situation, but then making sure it feels safe right afterwards. And one way to do that is sauna or cold plunge types of methods where it's just continuously showing your body that, oh, we were stressed, now we're fine. We're stressed, now we're fine. And so he does recommend that as one of the things. And I'm thinking of trying it because, like I said, I'm well fed, I'm well nourished, I'm feeling good. And so now it might be time to pull that lever back and forth a little bit.
Well, I recommend it, but it's not for the faint of heart.
No.
But I mean, anybody can do it. It's just a matter of deciding. I know that, we've heard Tony Robbins talks about his cold plunge daily.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is, I was going to snap my fingers like him, but I forgot this wound on my thumb.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Now we got stories about my wounds, but he does that. I tell my body what to do and it does it. That sounded more like a wrestler, didn't it?
I don't know. It was pretty close to me.
But there is something to that of the discipline of going into the discomfort and being the boss of yourself and saying, I'm doing this. And that's part of going carnivore, right? Is being the boss of your appetites for a little while so that you can get far enough into it to see some benefit that then allows you to keep going and keep eating the steak and not the bread.
Well, that's what I liked about cryotherapy, I think, where I said I felt good coming out of it. It was because I did it.
Yeah.
I owned it.
So, you know that they give you socks for your feet and gloves for your hands.
Yes.
And men get one extra sock.
Yes, they do.
But I forgot the gloves for my hands one time.
Oh.
And I was in there and she starts it and she's like, okay, you do 30 seconds, turn, 30 seconds, turn. And I was like, my hands are so cold. She's like, do you have your gloves on? I'm like, no, I can't follow basic directions. But I was glad I had the socks. All three of them.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's cold water. And the thumb wound is nothing. It was just an addition to the problems of that day. Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's go ahead. It was a funny day, but you were in a good mood that day overall.
Yeah.
In spite of it all.
So I was hooking up this cart thing to the side-by-side, but I had to remove a drawbar from it. And those details don't matter. But anyway, this cart was on wheels and it has this long tongue that then connects to the back of the machine. And it was balanced up so that the yoke that connects was up. And I remember when it balanced like that, I thought, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know it could balance like that. It can't.
So here I am. I'm walking out toward the barn for some reason. I can't even remember why. And I see you doing that.
Yep. And what do you see?
I see in slow motion. Yes, I had that slow motion thing. The trailer tongue fall directly on your foot.
It hit the very middle of the nail on the big toe.
I often laugh when he gets injured. And I think I said that because you've seen his reaction to things that can be large sometimes. And it's funny to me. But he says he knows it's a problem if I don't laugh. And I was not laughing.
She did not laugh. And had she, I don't know that I would have cared. It was absolutely unbelievably excruciating. And you stub your toe and it hurts. And then you kind of walk it off and then you're fine. This just never stopped. Mm-hmm. Ever. It was unbelievable.
It did not stop.
But I didn't break it.
No?
It didn't bleed.
It actually, and I didn't know when I saw it in slow motion where it landed on his foot. So I was thrilled it was the tip of his toe, because it very easily could have broken one of the smaller bones in his foot if it had landed on that, or landed on the knuckle of the big toe. It could have been worse. So I was really happy about that. And we were monitoring it to make sure, because I guess you might have to get it drained under the toenail.
I don't even want to
I'm
think
just
about it.
saying,
But
that's all I'm saying.
But it was an interesting. I didn't obviously like it, and there was this. I had ice on it. I tried to elevate it, but it made it hurt worse. So I was just sitting there, experiencing this extraordinary, inescapable pain, and I just sort of closed my eyes and tried to control my breathing, because I realized that my whole body was bracing. It was like really starting to make me a little bit nauseated. And I realized I had to relax. This actually kind of connects to the cold plunge. And it was, the discomfort doesn't get better by holding that tension constantly fighting it. So a lot of breathing, a lot of almost meditating. And pretty soon the pain actually disconnected from the foot and just became part of the environment. It was quite interesting. Mm-hmm. And then I had said, I've got to go out and do something to get my mind off of it. And that helped a lot.
So you hobbled out.
But I go to sleep that night. In the middle of the night, I get up and
you're worried.
The pain is gone.
You were worried about
I thought it would be for weeks. And I think I have carnivore healing powers.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, he decides to go out and get back to work, which I was thrilled, because I know your brain and I know that it can really ruminate on something.
Yeah.
And so you go out to work, you're out doing your stuff, I don't know, and you're doing something with a knife.
It's also very sharp. And
you keep our knives sharp.
And it fell out of its, I needed to scrape, it's a junky knife. I was going to use it to scrape something, and it fell out of its little sheath. And it bounced, and just on reflex, I tried to catch it. There's even a phrase like "catch a falling knife." Don't do that. I was very lucky that I only got a tiny,
just a nick.
Little nick, but
just a bruised toenail, just a nick. We were actually, it was all good.
But fueled by carnivore, lots of protein in, things are healing. I went for a ruck today, no problem with the toe.
Oh yeah. It was incredible the next day.
It's bruised, but that's it.
Yeah.
So I recommend be carnivore for fast healing.
Well, speaking of feet, I had to go to the store today. I did errands today, and I was next to a guy who was talking to another guy, and he had a cane. And so the guy was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? I see you got a cane there." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, I'm walking with 3 legs now, maybe 4. Oh, what happened? Is it that injury you had?" "Nope, I've got neuropathy in my feet." "Oh, is that from the injuries?" "Well, I've had a lot of surgeries, and I'm just getting old." And here I was going, neuropathy can be so related to the metabolic state, especially. And so, yes, he might have had surgeries, he might have had injuries, and it's one of those things where I just go, "Oh, you poor man, you need a little less inflammation in your body.
And more carnivore in your life.
And more carnivore
in your life. He could be on a statin. And that could cause neuropathy.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. It could be very likely he was on a statin. Did I mention we were at Walgreens?
Because that's what it did to me.
Yeah. But it's, every time I go out in the public, it's just, I'm reminded why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I just wish that other people could experience it as well.
Yep.
And that we weren't given the wrong information for so many years. wait a minute. Why was I out running errands? I needed stuff. But I was out because I had a dentist appointment today.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. So I had a dentist appointment today, and I've shared in the past that my mom was in the dental industry. She did insurance work. She wasn't a dentist, trained to be an assistant, but she was in the industry. So we had good hygiene in my family, really good hygiene, always went to the dentist. Well, on Carnivore, I started to notice I don't feel any buildup on my teeth. And of course, we've heard from some experts around that too. So I'm like, what might happen? They canceled my last May appointment. I'm like, what might happen if I delay this appointment a little bit? So it's been about 18 months since I've been to the dentist. And I'm like, also about a year ago, I was like, what might happen if I don't floss? I flossed every night religiously, like my entire life. What if I don't floss as much? So I started skipping some nights, and then I'm to where maybe I floss once a week. I'm not noticing any puffiness. The floss is pretty clean. There's no bleeding. It's all good in there. And so today, finally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the dentist. Made the appointment a couple weeks ago, went today, and got an extremely clean bill of health, of dental health. They were like, she was ready to get in there and start scraping and stuff after a year and a half. But she said all the dental tissues look good. She barely had to do any scraping, which is kind of my norm anyway. So there was no deleterious effects to skipping the dentist for that long and really highly reducing my flossing because of Carnivore. Lowered inflammation, and there's just no film on the teeth. My mouth biome is like great.
I think if you had eaten Carnivore from youth, you'd never have to go to the dentist.
Probably not.
There never would have been a reason to.
Now, I'm glad to have gone. I'll go again. It's not like I'm saying don't go to the dentist. I'm never going to the dentist because I really like to get that cleaning. And like, I feel like it's one of the few things in life where you can just start from scratch almost. And so I'll go again, but man, oh man, it's nice to not have to do the flossing every day for me. And again, I know people have bridges and things and might still have to do it, but for me, I'm doing pretty good with about once a week. And it's really nice not having to pay the dentist and get x-rays quite as often.
Yeah, I don't like getting the x-rays.
Yeah.
What is the cold water source?
We answered that.
We answered that one, yeah. Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, you had neuropathy for 20 years, took 10 years to figure out what it was.
I can imagine that.
But I keep waiting for my diet to make it go away. I still have tiny bits of neuropathy in my toes from the statin. And it actually kind of comes and goes. Sometimes it's more detectable than others, and I don't really know what the pattern is. I wish I could offer more than that, but.
Well, I do know that when you're dealing with the nerves, they take a very long time to heal, extremely long. And this is totally different, like totally different. But when I was around 21, I was donating blood and they got a nerve. And it was probably 10, 12 years where I had effects from having that nerve hit. But it did eventually heal. And this was way pre-Carnivore. So it did eventually heal, but I learned at that point that I was told it takes a really long time for nerves to heal. But they can.
Yeah.
And you're doing everything you can. So that's awesome.
Keisha, I've been tapering off my SSRI. 75 milligrams down to 19 over a year. When you got down to a smaller dose, was it more difficult? How long did it take you? I tapered very quickly. I was at my med was a 20 milligram a day.
Mm.
And I
Oh.
dropped by 5 every week until I was done. I might have split it to 2.5 at the very end, and done that for a week.
I think so.
But that's how I was doing it. And I had very few problems. I had a staticky head for a day, and then I'd be fine after each reduction. So I was quite lucky. But yeah, you should just take it as slow as you need to.
Yeah.
Dr. Palmer talks about people shaving with a razor blade, little grains of their pills off, to go down very slowly. So as slowly as you need to.
Yeah. And you were under doctor supervision when you did that.
Yes.
I always like to mention that.
Natalie says, never taken a statin, never diagnosed diabetic, never had chemo.
Mm.
I'm sure now it's metabolic related though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chased neuropathy with every possible supplement. You know, I watched all the Dr. Berg videos and tried to figure out what, and sometimes those work for some people because it's the answer, but it has so many different possible causes. You never know what's going to work.
No.
Jody says, my neuropathy is from spinal stenosis, left side.
That
Carnivore took inflammation away. Now just a little tingling in the toes. Interesting.
Good. Glad there's improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's encouraging though. It's incredible the healing that can happen.
It really is.
These
and
chronic conditions.
And we aren't in charge of what gets healed, how it gets healed, if it gets healed. Yet it seems like anyone who sticks with carnivore. Have you ever heard of someone who stuck with carnivore for a while and was like, I didn't really notice anything?
There's got to be some, but they don't make videos.
No, that's true.
They just leave mad comments on Reddit threads or something. Here's my breakfast the other day.
Oh, is this the perfect breakfast? It is.
This was my steak and 6 egg yolks, and you can see that I still have a little egg white with them because I'm not very diligent about separating them. But I just plop them in the skillet after the steak's done, fry them, and I've learned don't flip them. Just fry them sunny side up so that you can get some runny yolk, and then they don't break as bad.
Well, you mentioned you had a day where you had no broken yolks, so this is it.
Yeah, this is it.
And why are the eggs black?
Because I just cooked this steak in it, and so there was some gristle that the whites picked up on the edges.
Oh, he didn't pick up what I was putting down, but yeah. We also use a cast iron skillet.
Oh, so is that why they would be black?
That can cause them to be a little,
because they're not always like that.
No.
But anyway, that was a good breakfast, and I had that same breakfast this morning.
Which is one of the reasons I was at the store buying more steak.
We go through a lot of eggs. Although I have not been having eggs with my dinner recently. I've been just eating the steak, and I've been fine with that.
Yes.
Courtney Luna says, crumble your pork rinds in a bowl and add milk. They taste like Rice Krispies.
I can't imagine.
Color me skeptical on that one.
But as you know, I do love her fake salad, her Cobb salad with no veggies. So
what is those pork rinds that you had the other day?
Porking good.
And they got a vinegar.
Yes.
Flavoring.
Yes.
They're very dangerously delicious.
Yes, they are.
I call them pork puffs. I like them.
Yeah, those are definitely not ones to be.
But that's not an everyday treat.
No.
Target prime rib.
Hey.
Hello, JJ. Saw you on Lioness Lifestyle and thought I would say hello. Very good.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you here. Thank you. She was great. I was watching upstairs.
Yep. But you got me all set up down here.
Yep.
which was very nice.
Kathy Collins says, feeling great. No elbow pain, not tired, and feeling energized. Slow weight loss, but good on the way, how I feel. And no brain fog. I wake up now energized. Total recommend this lifestyle. We love to hear it. That's an awesome report.
Yes.
Elbow pain is terrible, by the way. Well, any pain is terrible, but you use your arms a lot, right? So if your elbow's hurting, it's so annoying. And it's kind of like, it's like the knee of the arm.
It is. Imagine that.
Jody says, I'm going to try it after I get off my sardine fast. I have pork rinds cooked in coconut oil.
I'm not probably going to try it. Well, I know I'm not going to try it, but do report back because it's still interesting to me.
They must have like non-flavored ones or just salted or something because vinegar in milk would not
that would not be good. But yeah, they do have plain pork rinds.
If you are not subscribed, could you do that, please? We are 4 away from 3,300 subscribers.
Nice.
We've been in the 3290s this week, kind of going up and down and up and down. And YouTube trims a few of the bots or whatever that subscribe, and then people come back. We'd like to cross that threshold on our way to 4,000, hopefully sometime soon.
Hopefully.
With your help.
Yeah.
I've actually not been eating my sardines. Speaking of sardine fast, I have not been eating my sardines of late.
No, you have not.
If I have lunch, I've been having a little bit of lunch meat.
Yes.
With some cheese and mustard as like a pseudo summer sandwich because I have my sandwich frenzy every summer. But if I have a sandwich frenzy with bread, I will not be on this channel. So
and you'll be upstairs rubbing your big bloated bread belly.
It is more cheese than I usually am having. So I'm keeping an eye on it, but so far I'm not having any problems with it. But it is not enough fat.
Yes.
It is not nearly enough fat. So I need to get the sardines back in and I need to focus on fat.
You do. And I want to give you some credit though, because we've talked about how seasonal changes can be challenging for you, especially. It seems like fall is challenging to be on carnivore because you have seasonal food associations, and summer with this whole sandwich thing.
Yeah.
So for you, eating meat tubes with some cheese is really dang good.
Yeah, I just roll it up and put a toothpick in it to hold it together, and then I use a knife and fork, and it's like eating a giant hors d'oeuvre. It's actually pretty good.
I have to laugh though because I've been gluten-free for almost 14 years, and so I have the meat tube. I've had it many, many times. I've also had it with gluten-free bread and such. So let me just say I wasn't like perfectly eating. But you used to laugh and make fun of my meat tube.
It was pathetic. And I hated that you ate it that way because it looked like it would taste bad and I'd be so dispirited. But now I love it.
Yeah.
I don't need the bread. So yeah, that's been a nice little change for the season, but that'll run its course. And it did because we have none. We have no lunch meat left.
I know. I got home and I was like, I was just at the store.
Well, it's probably for the best. I need to get back to my sardines.
Yeah.
Let's go back and see what's going on here. Kathy says, my brother says because we're Italian and talk with our hands, therefore elbow pain. Ha ha. No pork rind cereal. Sorry, I'm out. I'm curious. Maybe we should do that on our live next week.
What? Pork rind cereal?
Yeah, pork rind cereal.
You can. I don't like milk. So I was never a big cereal eater.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll try it. I'll take one spoonful for the team. I have started doing my own live every Sunday at 12 p.m. with people just chewing the fat, and would love to have either or both of you join in sometime.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, that's totally possible.
Do we have
With Mother's Day this weekend and then Meat Stock the following.
right? But do we have an email address, don't we?
Yes.
Because we need to link or something.
You can email me at some email address.
Yeah.
That I know.
I thought we had a little thing on it.
We do. Yeah, here we have a banner,
something.
But now I've lost.
We can't find you anymore.
Okay, hold on. Any of you, if you want, can email either of us.
Well,
JJ won't get hers.
No, mine doesn't work for some reason.
But you can email me at eric@jjanderic.com. We've got to get to the bottom of JJ's email address problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Todd on Carnivore Cure got me into cod liver in a can.
Ah.
I don't know if I've seen that on the shelves.
So give us some details. I'm very curious, Jody.
Yeah.
What's the texture? What's it like? Is it very fishy? That's what
it salted? Does it have?
Yeah. Give us some details.
Just finished Dave Asprey's book, Fast This Way.
I think I'm going to head to that one eventually here. I'm kind of making my way through some of he's got a lot of books. Again, I'm like 10 years late to the party. I know. I remember you coming home with that whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the things, how sometimes the right person hits you or hits your feed at the right time. So him talking about that resilience, I just felt like, okay, let me take a look. And I do love fasting.
So last Tuesday, we had a new video come out, and it's not that one. That was today's thumbnail, which is good. We're thriving on mostly meat.
We are.
But if you talk, JJ, I will see if I can find.
What was that video? I know you're pulling up the thumbnail, but I don't even remember what we talked about.
We talked.
I do. Oh my gosh. It is so good.
It's one of the best ones we've done.
It is a really good one. And we sort of riffed together. Like I came up with a base idea that he ran with, and it is really about the steps to, it's mostly about weight loss, but again, you can apply it to many things. And how do you step into weight loss with these different steps? How do you improve your health, move into the proper human diet step by step by step without just ripping off the Band-Aid and doing carnivore? So it had a lot of good information and a lot of good steps. And I feel like even if you're already carnivore or already mostly meat, that even that is sort of a checklist. If you're looking for further healing or looking for further weight loss is what we focused on. Can you go, as we go through the list to go, oh, wait a minute, I am eating a little too much cheese, or I could actually extend my overnight fast a little, tighten my eating window. So we go through a lot of strategies around which levers to pull before you even have to consider carnivore.
Yeah, it was excellent. And I am going to show you the thumbnail, which is this. Mm-hmm. Carnivore is step 10.
Yeah.
And we talked about this very briefly in the morning when we were getting ready to record it. And my brains got on fire and I put the pieces together.
Yeah. So it's all different levers to pull. Again, we focus on weight loss, and
so if you know somebody who doesn't want to go carnivore, like it's the last thing they want to do, you can say, yeah, it's one of the last things you need to do. Start with sugar and point them to this video. because we don't get to even keto until step 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So one of our best.
Mhm.
One of our best ever.
Ah,
Okay, where did we leave off on this conversation?
ooh, we're getting a lot of
Yeah.
cod liver convo.
I've been double dared to do the pork rind cereal,
Oh, geez.
but you didn't double dog dare me. Nor did you just go straight to the triple dog dare, which is bad etiquette. But so the double dare is appropriate, and so I will do it if we can get some.
Pork rinds we can get.
Yeah.
Not a
Natalie
problem.
Rice can't find cod liver. Okay. Jody says liver of the cod, real soft, tastes a little like shellfish, but mild.
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting. I might be able to get that down. That's why I'm asking. I'm known to not like fish. That's my thing.
Yeah. Smokey the Bear, I learned about canned cod liver from Dr. Barry. Order on Amazon. It is soft and creamy.
Huh.
Is right. Well, we can try it. Joe says cod liver in a can is delicious. It's salty, not fishy. It has a creamy texture.
Okay.
Interesting, because I would have imagined it being kind of hard and chewy like the chicken hearts that we had.
Interesting.
High in vitamin A, so don't eat it like sardines in a can once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Well,
yeah, that's liver for you.
True. But I've been reading Dave Asprey, and he talks all about vitamin A because he's the only one who's ever talked about it. I know.
A lot of conversation going in here. We're going to skip some of those.
Creamy. Okay. So, yeah, I think we should see if we can try it because I'll try a little bit, just like I tried a little bit of the kippers, which were not awful because they were primarily smoky. I mean, I didn't start eating kippers, but I tried some and I think I might have given a big reaction though, because it was.
Yeah.
I think it was like, oh, who's that girl that tried something and she had a weird,
kombucha girl. Yeah.
Yes. I think I was a little like that. I was like,
why didn't you go viral like that so that we have a 1 million subscribers?
It's all been done.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Dr. Barry recommends 1 can a week of cod.
Okay. Yeah,
I've heard of cod liver oil.
Yes. And I've taken cod liver oil.
That like an omega-3?
Yeah. It's not
supplement.
It's not like as big of a dose as just taking like omega-3 stuff. But I just felt like I was getting more other benefits possibly from it. I don't know if I was or not. I didn't stick to it. This was after we did Omega Quant. I mean, I've done it before in my life too, but this was after we did.
We never covered that on video that we'd done the Omega Quant.
We didn't?
No.
Oh.
We were going to do a video about it, but we never did.
Oh.
So Omega Quant allows you to do a little blood blot on a thing. You mail it in, and then they determine your omega-3 index. And the idea is that you want your omega-3 index to be around 8% or something like that. And then if it's low, you can calculate based upon your weight and where your index is, how much omega-3 you want to supplement to get your index in range. But, it's a proprietary index, and I don't know how rigorously validated it is. And I decided that I couldn't really recommend doing it because I wasn't confident that the science backed up the whole purpose of the test.
I think Dr. Boz recommends it as well.
Does she?
I think so. For me, I have always had such a fish aversion. I'm not sure my body wants fish, so I'm a little I'm serious. I mean, it's that visceral that But maybe I could get over it. I mean, Jen's gotten over her meat aversion. You've gotten over a meat aversion. Like, people do it. So maybe I should just man up like Dr. Barry says.
You'd have to have a reason why you'd want to do it.
That is true.
Yeah.
I do not have a strong enough why around it at this point. Not at all.
Oh my.
But I would be willing to try some cod liver in a can.
Remington is here.
Hey.
I buy mine in 12 packs. I agree with everyone. It's creamy, different texture than sardines for sure. I bet you could mix some with sardines.
Mhm.
I don't know if that'd be good. Could you mix it with, could you blend them up into like a cod liver pate? Sounds like something a cat would really like. When we had a cat, if you popped a can of tuna fish, he materialized, he apparated from wherever he was to directly below you with extraordinary expectations that he would be given all of it. He did not get all of it, but he did get to lick some of it.
Yes, they'd get the can.
Question. I just sent you an email. Hopefully you got it. I will check. And we will organize that. We have sisters talking to each other in the chat. I approve. We have other people talking to each other. Okay. Will you share the history of your awesome jingle? Did you write it? Does JJ sing it? Love it. So if you haven't heard it, I don't have it on tap here to play, but you will hear it on after our sign off. The jingle started as me playing with an app online called Suno AI, SUNO.ai. It's obviously an AI. I gave it lyrics. I gave it a description of what I wanted, and it created a version of that song, which was terrible. And then I just made it do it over and over and over again. And I changed things until I got a performance that I liked. So that singer and all of the music is generated by AI.
Yes.
Pretty incredible.
I am not that good of a singer.
But we played it for our daughter and she said, great, you're spreading AI slop through the world. So even though it's good, she can't like it on principle.
I love it. And I know you say, yeah, it's AI. And you had to do iterations, but you really have to work on how things are phrased and so forth. Like, it's not just that you throw the lyrics in and it
but you don't have much control over what it does.
No, you don't.
So you have to generate iteration after iteration after iteration after iteration.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I've made all the songs, like Hoof Juice.
Hoof Juice. Can't take the abuse.
Yeah, I made that on Suno AI.
Yeah.
So.
And the first one was Salad is Toxic.
Yeah, Salad is Toxic.
It's
which
a classic.
Alan was here before, but we'll play it for him anyway.
Salad is toxic, let me hear you say. Look at the greens, live another day.
So they're fun. I don't know. They kind of annoy a certain cohort of the audience who doesn't like music. So I try to be a little measured and not play too much of it. Because it's a very real and legitimate segment of the population does not want to hear music on your YouTube video under any circumstances. And so I recognize that, and I don't want to overdo it for people who don't like to hear it.
Now, as for me, I always, since Grease, I believe, the age of 7 when Grease came out, or 6, whatever age I was, I've always thought life should be a musical. Just in general. There should be singing, there should be dancing, life should be a musical. For a while, my best friend was anti-musical.
Really?
She thinks it's ridiculous to see a show where people break into song and dance. And I was worried we couldn't be friends, and then we weren't. But not because of that. And we reconciled. It's fine. But yeah, so for me, I love that we've got a theme song. It just tickles me. I love it.
You've been double dared, JJ.
Oh, we'll have to get the.
We got to get the pork rinds.
No, I think that's for the. I think you got the pork rinds.
Yeah.
I think I might have gotten the cod liver.
Oh, is that what that is?
I think so.
I think we have to do both.
Yeah, we will do both.
Jody did that. I don't know if it was blended with sardines or made a pate or fed tuna to a cat, but I'm guessing it was probably all three. That's funny. Jody says drained, pour melted butter and lemon juice together, cod liver. And
Okay, that's what she did.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Target says bad news. Already subscribed to you guys, so I can't resubscribe. Yeah, I will allow this. So if you are already subscribed, you're off the hook. Or you could create another account. but that doesn't help us really, because we want you to watch the videos.
Yeah.
That's an awesome use of AI. Yeah, I thought it was incredible. I for a while was traveling to Nashville writing country songs. So I've written, I don't know how many hundreds of songs in my life. So when I found this tool that allowed me to just write the lyrics and then kind of guide it a little bit, it was kind of fun because going into the recording studio with my guitar, and it's expensive. It's a pain, actually. It used to be fun. Now it's pain. But so I started just writing little songs using it just for my own entertainment. And I came up with a couple that I loved so much. They were hits for me that no one ever else heard. And I was fine with that.
But it's pretty incredible too. Your brother has done it as well. And to hear some of this, his especially, coming very contemporary sounding.
Yeah.
It's just, not the style I think of.
Love your jingle. Thank you. I use AI to make some of my thumbnails. Yeah, I've been doing that as well as Max. Actually, this one here was with the assistance of AI. Not that it helped with click-through at all. Made my Smokey avatar with AI. I wish I could, we could see it here. Smokey the Bear eating a giant raw steak. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my Star Wars Battle of Prime Rib fighting. Oh, I didn't see that.
We'll have to check that out.
Would love to meet your daughter. Reminds me of my adult children. They always roll their eyes at me. Yep. It is our daughter is now 21, junior in college, and I think that definitely we're having the boomerang is returning to more civility and adult relationship participation on a more less cruel. Less reflexively cruel basis than when she was at a certain age. Yeah, no, it's rare. She'll still get a zinger in every now and then, but not often. And I think she even recognizes when she kind of oversteps. She's like, "Oh, that was mean." She does. She doesn't want to be mean. Sometimes it just comes out. Somehow she got a sarcastic sense of humor. I don't know where she got it from. And so it is a little bit of my own coming back right in my face. Yeah. Yeah. You even did stuff to your mom too. I was probably a little harsh with mom. Yeah. Yeah. I can't carry a tune myself, but still sing and love musicals. Yeah. James Wolf is here. Hi, James. I don't know if we've seen your face before or not, but thank you for joining us. Yes. Been vegan for 6 months. Lost weight. My depression cured. Feel physically stronger, fitter, and I'm lifting more. Good. No getting sucked into fad diets, right-wing crackpot cults. Well, good for you. Yes. We have no interest in you getting sucked into anything you don't want or eating any food you don't want. No, not I have family members who are vegan. I love them. And if you're having success, we're delighted for you. Yeah. Awesome. How about sardines or cod liver on a pork rind? As like a chip. Like a dip for chip. Yeah. I'm not sure I want to mix my pork with fish. Your niece is turning 21 in July. Yeah. Yeah. 21 is it's a big milestone for some reason. Oh, Curtis is here. Hey, Curtis. Hi, Curtis. We haven't seen you around here for a while. Go ahead. No, keep reading.
I'm
Hell-
just reading.
Missed a few episodes because I injured my brain in a motorcycle accident. Brain had only so far to go. Well, good news, Grand Rapids, Michigan has the best doctors / hospitals in Michigan.
Oh.
Well, we're glad that you're here and able to type and join us.
Yes.
Yeah, motorcycles are no joke.
Yes.
They are not allowed in our family. Having lost family members to motorcycles.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
But very happy that you're okay. And if you can maintain your carnivore diet, that should be beneficial for brain recovery.
Yeah.
Brain will be better soon. Not the motorcycle, though. They don't respond well to accidents, unlike cars
No.
/ trucks. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's bad for the motorcycle.
yeah. Well, again, glad to see you and wishing you continued recovery.
My assumption is that you were wearing a helmet. Because it sounds like maybe you wouldn't be here if you weren't.
Mhm.
But, I had a not even close to a similar thing, but I had a real wake up call mowing the lawn. I've been mowing since I was able to get onto a tractor and mow, and never wore any safety equipment. Often when I was a kid, we didn't wear shoes. And, but mowers are more powerful these days, and they spit things out. They bounce off trees and they hit
yeah.
me in the face.
Yeah.
And so I wear my safety glasses. And one day because it was spring and I'm just getting back into mowing and I wasn't. And I'm like, oh, I need my safety glasses. I went and got them. And within 20 minutes, a piece of bark got shot up and hit me right in the eye.
Wait, in the eye?
Well, right like in this, like the cushion part of where the safety glass connects here. So it didn't go up into my eyeball.
And that was a different day from the toe and the.
Oh yeah, it was different. But
yeah.
Wow.
Well, take care of that brain.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I hope everybody's still here. James, do you have anything else you want to share with us? If you're eating vegan, is it with grains or vegetables? Because I'm just curious, because I know that depending on how you formulate the vegan diet, it can be beneficial or it can be harder to get all the nutrients you need.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see how that's structured. Because I know we talk about Dr. Georgia Ede and her book,
yes,
which focuses on ketosis, but she has at least a vegetarian version. I don't know if she has a vegan version. It would definitely have to be a fair amount of olive oil and stuff to formulate it right. I was wearing a helmet.
It didn't.
It did not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are delighted that you are here and you are safe.
Yes.
Jody says, you two crack me up. Well, we crack ourselves up constantly. What was it the other day? We went out to eat and I was like, complaining that I didn't get to eat what I really wanted. But then I was like, but I didn't get anything good. It was really pathetic.
The way you phrased it though, and it just came out of your mouth. It was just ridiculously absurd.
I couldn't even drive out of the parking lot. We were laughing so hard.
It was funny.
So we're at an hour 9, Jay.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
I think we need to wrap up, and people want to hear the theme song, which is coming up as we sign off. So please, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that and help us out. Next week, I don't know what's going to be happening on Friday. Well, at this time, we will be in Tennessee. Yeah. Hopefully safely, maybe at our hotel. So we may stream. It just depends. We don't know. Yeah, not sure. But we will be reporting back on Meatstock the following Friday for sure. Happy birthday, Jody, next week. Hey. Turning 68. We're glad that you were able to laugh. Yes. Target prime rib, lost toes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Smokey Bear says, thank you for sharing your evening. Love your show. Thanks for a fun show, Natalie. Thank you for showing up and supporting us. We love you all. Every day stronger.
And every day more blessed.
JJ and Eric, their lipids are high. Their doctors are worried they're both gonna die. Is LDL harmless? They sure hope it's so. It's the JJ and Eric Carnivore Show. Salad is toxic, seed oils are doom. They rub on tallow like greasy perfume. Ribeyes and bacon, that's all they know. It's the JJ and Eric Carnivore Show. No wheat, no kale, they're laughing at greens. 18-hour fasts are their favorite routines. Sugars for suckers, they're chomping on fat. Streaming to you live from the tallow fat. Eric's got muscles, JJ's got zen. They're coming to chat with their carnivore friends. So toss out the lettuce, embrace the beef glow.